Tune in 12 noon on Sundays for Millennial High on 106.5 FM WPPM People Power Media with Tia Whitfield, the #1 show in Philadelphia that wants to give you the best in artists, entertainment, education, health, fitness, and philanthropy. Millennial High is not just a show. It is here to inspire and provoke others to take action towards their purpose in life. So if you have an uplifting, thought-provoking message, get with us at Millennial High. That is millennialhigh@gmail.com.
Millennial High. Millennial High. Millennial High. Tia from Millennial High.
With the one and only Miss Tia Whitfield.
And we are back. I think Claire is calling in. I'm going to answer the line. Hi, Claire.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
Hi, good. I'm Tia, the host of Millennial High. You're live on the radio right now on 106.5 FM.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Or no, good afternoon.
Hi. So I'm so happy you called in. So thankful, so excited to have you here. I know when I was posting about your call-in, everyone just like, where's the link to the event? Where's the link to the event, you know? But definitely thank you so much for being on the show.
Yeah, the link is Fashion Bomb, Better Than Success .eventbrite.com. Again, it's Fashion Bomb, Better Than Success .eventbrite.com. And if they follow us on any social media, there's a link to get tickets in our bio.
Awesome. So just a little bit about Claire for those who are listening who have been living in the dark for the last 10 years or so. In August 2006, journalist and Harvard grad Claire Sulmers founded the blog The Fashion Bomb, a daily destination for the multicultural fashionista. From celebrity style to fashion news, trend reports to street style and blog, the blog delivers fresh, engaging content from an informed point of view. With over 2.4 million monthly visitors. The Fashion Bomb made Ebony Magazine's 2011 Power 100 list, while Claire was named Black Blogger of the Month by Black Enterprise and dubbed Blogger of the Moment by Teen Vogue. Well respected in the industry, the Fashion Bomb has been referenced in New York Magazine and People Magazine, featured in Glamour, and quoted in Time. Claire, welcome.
Yes.
And you know what's so great? I saw an interview with you not too long ago, and I remember it just stuck in my mind because they were talking about Fashion Week, because we all know Fashion Week is coming up. But you're like, it's not just Fashion Week for me, it's Fashion Month. You're like,
Fashion Month.
Yes, you're like, it's Fashion Month. It's New York, London, Milan, then Paris, you know? So, so tell us about just your inspiration behind your highly successful Fashion Bomb Daily.
Yeah, so I started in the business as a journalist, just looking to write and tell balanced stories of people of color, and started off actually as a researcher reporter. And as a journalist, you're always told to figure out what, you know, you want to write, yes, but what do you want to write about? And I've been obsessed with shopping and fashion for as long as I can remember. But when I was working at a magazine and I would try to go into the fashion department, I was told that I didn't have the look or I wouldn't like fashion. I was basically dissuaded from doing what I had a passion for. And so I decided to start a blog kind of as a supplement to my regular work, and the blog took off. You know, I created it for women like me who were shopping on a budget, who, you know, were curvy, looking for deals and sales, and it really evolved into what it is today, which is a resource for finding out what celebrities are out and about and what they're wearing, suggestions on what to wear, fashion news. We cover Fashion Week all over the world. It's just kind of like every single aspect of fashion is what we try to cover every day on the site.
And where or when did your passion for fashion begin?
It's honestly been something in me since I was little. Like, I remember always begging my mom to take me to the mall or dressing up in clothes, begging my mom to teach me how to sew, which she didn't. But like my grandfather was a tailor in the Bahamas. He used to make custom suits and clothing for men in the Bahamas, and my mom used to make clothes for me because I was a curvy girl early on, and so she would try to find age-appropriate clothes for my curvy body, and she couldn't find it, so she would make me clothes when I was young, and I really think that's where it started. It was always just me writing out shopping lists of what I wanted to buy or reading magazines, and I thought I had a normal level of obsession with fashion, but it was, bigger than others, and I eventually turned my passion into a job.
I love that because it's not like you looked at the fashion industry and felt that you couldn't dive into it because you didn't look like the women in the magazines, right? But you created a space for people like you. That's why you're so successful. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, and the fashion industry still has issues with diversity. I mean, thankfully, we saw this month that there were so many fashion magazines that had Black women on the cover, which is great. And the fact that this is happening now and that it's newsworthy is telling. This has not been the case for a very long time. Beyonce wrote in her article in Vogue that when she first started, she was told that Black people don't sell magazines, and that's kind of been the dialogue for a very long time. And so I think the Fashion Bomb has been key in this fight for just equal representation, not just a Black-white thing, but an everyone thing.
Right.
And, if people love fashion, if they love to shop, if they have that disposable income, or even if they don't, they should feel like they can participate in the industry, and that's the sort of feeling and spirit that I hope FashionBombDaily nurtures.
It absolutely does. Absolutely does. How did you start Conversations with Claire? What was the inspiration behind that?
So Conversations with Claire started because I would get comments or emails from people looking to meet me. They were like, Claire, when are you coming to our town? And so it started off as a meet and greet with no real program. I would just go to different cities, like key cities, where we, did analytics and found out we had the most readers, and we would just have cocktails and we would take pictures, and that was it. And over the course of the past 5 years we've been doing it, we've tried different ways. We've had shopping, and we've had, different kind of programs to see what works. But I think what people get the most value from the event is speaking to people in the industry, whether they're stylists or makeup artists or photographers or other designers, learning about their journey and then asking questions to see how they can break into fashion. When I was coming up, and even sometimes now, there really isn't a blueprint for what I'm doing, and I definitely didn't have mentors or anybody who would be like, okay, do this now, or you should do this. Like, I had to do a lot of research on my own, but I hope with Conversations with Claire, people can come and get inspired and ask any questions they may have, and the goal of the event is to empower people to want more out of life and also have fun and network and show up their style.
So you're having an event here in Philadelphia this Saturday.
Yep, it's Saturday, August 18th. I'm partnering with Nicole Purby, and Nicole Purby, she owns a business called Better Than Success, and it provides education and resources to first-generation entrepreneurs. But Nicole and I, we met on an influencer trip, and she was telling me about this great movement that she has going on in Philly, and so we decided to partner together and also feature two designers that I love from Philly. I mean, there's so many, but These Pink Lips is someone that I've known. She was a fashion bombshell of the day before she ever was like had Cardi B and Amber Rose wearing her. She submitted her pictures for Fashion Bombshell of the Day. So I feel like I've watched her whole career kind of flourish from the beginning. And Lavella Elizabeth, who's another designer who some people might not know, but she is big in athleisure. And, I just wanted to shine a spotlight on a couple designers that I love from Philly and give them an opportunity to show what they have to the world.
Now, Convos with Claire. So that's going to be August 18th from 1 to 6 p.m. And you have a dress code for this event, right?
We do. So we have dress codes for all of our events. At past events, we've had shiny shoes, statement sunglasses. In Atlanta, we have logo loving, which I think will be so fun. But for this one, it's black and white. And I decided black and white because, who doesn't love a white party? And then black on black is always chic and it's very fashionable. Or you can do a combination of the two, so stripes, polka dots, whatever you want. But, I think it adds just another aspect. I think a lot of times I've heard people are like, I don't know what to wear to your event, so, I feel weird. And I'm just like, okay, wear this. And I think black and white is something everybody has in their wardrobe, so it should be fun.
And honestly, I know why they say that, because just looking at your IG alone, I mean, it's very intimidating to show up to one of your... It's like, what am I supposed to wear? I did see one, I don't know if it was an article, but I know it was something that you said that I loved, that someone asked you a question. They said, do you have to have money to be fashionable? And
you definitely don't.
Right.
Yeah.
And you're like, go ahead.
Oh, sorry to cut you off, but I think that a lot of times people associate labels or dropping thousands of dollars on and equating that with style. And we've seen it so many times where people think they're like killing it. They're like, they have on a $4,000 outfit and it still doesn't look, the best that they could. Mm-hmm. So I think that it's just important to buy what you like, buy what works for you, in a color that becomes you. And I think that hopefully through my Instagram, I show how you can mix high and low. That's something I do all the time. I could be wearing a $50 dress from Zara and some Louboutin shoes, or the other way around, just switch it around. But I think it's just about wearing what you like, what you can afford, and making whatever you have at your disposal work for you.
Can you tell us about Claire Cares?
Yeah. So Claire Cares is a charity I started a couple years ago, and the goal is to have a place where we can mentor designers. I'm inspired by the CFDA and everything that they do to fund designers' operations and also give them mentorship in the industry. And Claire Cares is something that is still a work in progress. We sometimes have shopping parties, like we've had shopping parties at D Squared and at Christian Louboutin with a portion of the proceeds going to charity. So, I think as we continue to ramp up everything that we're doing, we're going to focus more on Claire Cares as well.
I love that. Earlier in the show, I had someone on, and she has just a nonprofit as well. But I love the fact that, you've a lot would say that you've made it, right? But you turn back to give back to the community. I think that that's great.
I think it's important. Coming up, I looked up to so many journalists, and I would reach out to them, and I will never forget this one email from a woman. She worked at Time magazine, and I was like, at the time we worked in the same company, but under the Time Inc. umbrella. But anyway, I reached out to her, and I was like, I would love to have an informational interview with you. Let me know what your schedule allows. And she basically was like, I won't have time today, tomorrow, or next week, or ever.
Wow.
Something. And I was like, let me save this, because this is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. But it's just like, I think in fashion, and I think in our community in particular, there's not enough mentorship. There's not enough helping people out. And it's not always a matter of giving a handout per se, but knowledge is power.
Yes.
Knowledge can help you, and if you use and implement that power, then you can really make a change in your life. So I just want to make knowledge available to people, because I know I remember how it felt when no one would help me out, or I would get those ridiculous emails from people that, I'm like, I could forward it on and send people and show them. But anyway, that's not worth it. But, I think it's important for us to have real mentorship. And also with our events, you get to eat, you get to drink as much as you want. You get to have fun. There's networking, there's music. So I'm hoping that it's a fun event and empowering event all around.
Absolutely. I'm sure it will be. I just want one question, but because I know you're busy, I know you got to go. But so maybe two questions, if you allow me.
No, go.
Okay,
I'm
good.
Here. I'm all yours.
Oh, great. I love that. Okay, great. Because I like getting into it, right? So what is something, Claire, that you've been longing to do that you haven't gotten a chance to do yet?
Take a vacation. I would love to take a break. I'm kind of serious. I think that millennials, because that's the name of your program, sometimes all we show is the glamorous stuff. Like I just posted a picture with Pharrell, and I was zipping around Philly the day before, but it takes so much hard work, and you get so tired. And there sometimes isn't time for a vacation, and sometimes instead of using the money from what you're doing, instead of using that money to take a vacation, you reinvest it back into your business, or you reinvest it back into yourself. So I think anybody gearing for success should just be prepared to know that the amount of hard work it takes, and that, the vacation time might not be there as much as you like, but I hope to carve out sometime this summer to just kind of take a few days, maybe even a social media break, and refocus and refresh.
Oh, you said a social media break. I feel like some people think that that's just like career suicide to take a social media break.
It's definitely not, and I think quality is better than quantity.
Yeah.
Even if you have to save up a few days and save up a few pictures to post, or have somebody post in your stead. But I think it's important to just take a step back and focus on the nature and all the beautiful things in the world. Focus on living and, friends and family. So, yeah.
What's one key characteristic that you feel as though someone needs to possess in the fashion industry, in the fashion world? So you have, let's just say, a fashion blogger, someone, who looks up to you. What's one characteristic that they will need to survive that business?
I think you need to be, there's so many, but I definitely think being persistent, being consistent, having a passion, and then if something doesn't work out the way that you want to, changing your approach. And also just kind of looking at the big picture. I literally just posted a picture of Pharrell from an event that I went to last night in the Hamptons. And this party was celebrity lace, like Jamie Foxx was there and Sting was there.
Shaka Khan.
What'd you say?
Shaka Khan.
Shaka Khan was there, yeah.
Yeah, I saw your stories. It's in your stories.
But I told people to swipe left to see a picture of the first time I met Pharrell, which was in 2010. And at the time, I was standing outside of the Louis Vuitton menswear show, taking street style. We were specifically told not to go in, and I remember I was interning at Paris Vogue, and my boss basically called me a nobody. But, I went from standing outside and kind of standing for Pharrell to years later being invited to this very fancy party in a state in the Hamptons where we're like basically breaking bread in the same vicinity. And so, and also back in 2010, there are people who were in fashion who also took pictures with Pharrell who I don't even know where they are anymore. There are bloggers who were there who they stopped blogging after a couple of years. And I think it's just important that, you have to just be committed to it. You have to commit no matter what happens financially, no matter what happens circumstantially. You have to commit to this career if you really want it, and know that it will pay off eventually. So just don't give up and commit. If you're passionate about it, then stick to it.
It sounds like the don't give up is definitely key, because I've just even at the simple email that you wrote about the informational interview, or just having someone say that you're a nobody in the industry, so you'll never interview this person. It's just like how do you counteract all that negativity with you? Because you're such a great, delightful person, you know?
Thank you. I think everybody should always know that negative circumstances are a part of life. There's never going to be a time when you're just skipping down the road and nothing happens. And I think with age, you realize that with the good, there's the bad, and there are going to be people who are not nice, and there are going to be people who don't do the wrong thing or say the wrong thing to you. But I think those are just distractions. Right. And if you look at it as a distraction and just be like, oh, whatever, and know that won't persist, and also know that negative people or negative circumstances, they don't last. Like the woman who was at Time Magazine who wrote me that, I don't even know. I don't see her name anywhere. I don't think she's a journalist anymore. She's not writing. Like, people, when you do good, you go further. When you do the right thing, people have great things to say about you, and they continue to promote you and push you forward. And that negativity really cuts you off from your true blessings. So just ignore the negativity. Say no to negativity. Know that it's just a part of life, and focus on all the amazing things. All the amazing things, and try to, I listen to Oprah a lot.
Yes.
So Oprah suggested having a gratitude journal, and every day writing down 5 things that went well. A lot of times we can look at the negative things and they can overwhelm us, and we focus on the negative, and it's like a dark cloud, and you forget about the 5 good things that happen. So focus on the good, focus on how far you've come, on those little things, and those things can keep you encouraged to push past anything bad that might happen.
Okay, so I'd be remiss if I did not ask you this question for all the fashion lovers out there. What are your current fashion obsessions?
Oh, my current fashion obsessions. I'm a slave to fashion somewhat. So all the logos, I think they're fun. I hope that in a year I won't be staring at them in my closet like, why did I do this to myself? Let me think. I think stripes are good. They're flattering. Denim is having a great moment. What am I obsessed with? Honestly, to be totally honest with you, I'm a classic. I love classic pieces.
Yeah. And
so for me now, after all these years of working in fashion, it's about investing in key pieces. I always say I love a Balmain blazer. If I could have one in every color, I would. I remember before I ever had my first Balmain blazer, and I have 4, and I'm like, I'm just going to keep adding to that whole collection. Investment bags, investment shoes, but having a little bit of the trend, but really focusing on those classics like the Chanel bag or the Birkin bag or things like that, and it really investing in clothes that can give you the most bang for your buck.
And let's just say 1 minute or less, right? What's one thing that your readers will be surprised to hear? One thing about you that those who know and love you will be surprised to hear. Like, I didn't know that about her.
What were they surprised to hear? I guess because je peux parler français. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I speak French. I mean, I know I say it everywhere, but I speak French fluently. I lived there for almost 2 years. Alors, je parle français assez couramment. Peut-être ça va être plus surprise.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I just know Marcy. That's it. Merci. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you for teaching me. But thank you so much, Claire. Definitely go to the Eventbrite page, the Fashion Bomb, betterthansuccess.eventbrite.com. Convos with Claire.
Just Fashion Bomb.
Oh,
No, just Fashion Bomb, better than success.eventbrite.com.
got it. Fashion Bomb, better than success, eventbrite.com. It is Convos with Claire here in Philadelphia. Nicole Purvey will be co-hosting, and we have like two awesome, great designers from Philadelphia also in the house this Saturday, August 18th from 1 to 6. Dress code is black and white. It's been Claire, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for calling in. And I just want to thank Christine, to give her a shout out for making this happen. Hey, girl, I know you're listening.
Yeah, shout out to Christine. She is like,
Isn't
it.
she?
Approached me. Yeah, she approached me. She's a Fashion Bomb reader, and she just took it upon herself to make some stuff happen for me. And that's the power of our community. Like, there are so many great people, and it's such a great connection, and you just never know who you can meet or how they can help you move to that next step. So Christine is a shining example of that. Thank you, Christine.
I love it. I can't wait to finally meet you at your event on Saturday.
Yes, please.
Yeah, absolutely. And to all those listening, it's been Tia Shasha High. Stay lit, love inspired, and true. I have Delilah Robin up next. Until next time, I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.